artist, Danny. You're just a kid who doesn't have the guts to face the real world.
Just forget it, Dad. I'm out of here.
Hey, you walk out of here, you don't come back. I mean it.
And so do I.
That was 11 years ago. I missed him.
Oh, I'm sure. He missed you, too.
Triple Star.
Henry Barrett, please.
You're talking to him. How can I help you?
Mr. Barrett, my name is Sarah. I'm calling from New York, and I'm engaged to your son. Mr. Barrett?
Something happened?
Oh, no, he's fine. I just thought, well, I know you two haven't spoken, and it's just that since we're getting married, maybe it's time to work things out.
Hey, who are you talking to?
Your dad. I just thought that maybe...
Is that Danny? Can I talk to him?
I'm sorry, Mr. Barrett. He won't come to the phone. He's got this idea that he doesn't want to call you until he's finally made a name for himself. And he's getting pretty close.
Right. Well, when he does, tell him to call me. Thanks for trying. I never heard from him again. A few years after that, I got cancer. And I lost everything.
Mr. Barrett, that package is postmarked 3 years ago. Danny did try to reach out to you.
He had no idea you never received this. And you had no idea he was trying to send it. You each took the other's silence as more rejection. It seems like a terrible misunderstanding.
Maybe it is. But if he really wanted to, he could have tried harder.
Maybe you could have too.
Do whatever you want with it. Toss it, send it back, I don't care.
Oh. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Very nice of you, dear. We'll take a 5-minute break and we'll try it again, yes?
I just don't understand. I mean, how can a man like Henry, who loves his work and his family so much, end up sitting alone at a bar all day?
Well, I imagine he sits there asking himself that very question, despite already knowing the answer.
Which is?
You want someone to share in your dreams, so much so that you stop listening to theirs, and one day you turn around and they've run away to Paris.
You mean New York?
New York. I mean New York, of course.
Wow.
She searched his eyes for a sign, a look, a smile, anything that might convince her that his divided heart would break free of its prison. But it was clear that he was not yet free of the demons that pursued him. Not yet. Not today. And so the Duchess ran into the forest, as if her very life depended on it. The Montana heather tearing at her cloak, her heart throbbing, never daring to look back.
You can't run away from life, Duchess. You can never run away from love. But I think we should run away from the Earl of Hayweather. I think she was up all night reading your book.
The transformative power of great literature. So where do we stand with Danny Barrett? Rita, what did you find out?
Well, there are 167 Daniel or D.H. Barretts in the greater New York area, and there are 200 Sarahs. I mean, this could take us days.
We've gone as far as we can, Oliver. It's time to open it.
Wow. Did Danny paint this?
Well, he must have, but it doesn't look like he signed it.
I'm sending this gift to you to prove that I finally made it. Danny must have painted it.
If he painted this, he must have painted others. They must be somewhere, a gallery or a museum.
I met a man who was a genius at using old bike parts and used toasters to make automatic clotheslines.
And here we go. And?
He lived next door to a guy who sold aluminum siding.
And?
And he went on a blind date with a girl who, what is it?
Norman!
Oh, her sister was a curator at an art gallery.
Touchdown.
It's a remarkable painting, one of his finest.
We can't seem to find where Danny signed it.
It's hidden right here by the mountain. The artist is famous for hiding symbols in his work, including his own signature.
Oh.
But the artist isn't Barrett. It's a D.H. Ruprecht.
What? Someone else painted this?
I can't believe Danny would send a painting to his father by someone else and try to pass it off as his own.
Maybe Danny never succeeded, so he couldn't admit it?
Why send anything at all?
I don't think Danny was lying about this. He said he wanted to tell Henry all about it.
So, who is D.H. Ruprecht?
A very promising painter who exploded onto the New York art scene a while back. This is a fine example of his late work.
His late work, you just said he was very promising.
Ruprecht died in a loft fire about 3 years ago. Much of his work was destroyed, which makes this piece quite valuable. I'd like some photos if you don't mind.
No, please, by all means.
So, what was Danny doing with such an expensive painting?
Well, you said your friend was a painter?
Mm-hmm.
Starving artists often pay each other with their art. Maybe Ruprecht traded this for one of your friend's paintings. Makes sense they might have known each other. You said your friend was from Colorado?
Yes.
So is Ruprecht. Always put a mountain into his work somewhere.
How old was D.H. Ruprecht when he died?
Yeah, about 26, 27. Very tragic.
I know what you're thinking, and I hope you're wrong. D.H. Ruprecht. D.H. Daniel Henry Ruprecht. Daniel Henry Barrett. What? I checked the phone records, tax records, real estate records, but he was so young I never thought to check the obituaries.
Daniel Henry Barrett, 26, died 3 years ago in a loft fire in Soho. Danny Barrett was D.H. Ruprecht.
So, Henry spent the past 3 years being angry at a son who he doesn't know is dead? That's so sad.
What are we gonna do with the painting? We can't return it to sender, obviously.
Obviously.
There you are. I want to show you guys something.
Please tell me you didn't remove a valuable piece of art from the dead letter office and bring it to breakfast at the Mailbox Grill.
Okay. So, listen to this. I was up all night doing searches on D.H. Ruprecht, and guess what? He never painted just one painting at a time. He always painted in groups of threes.
Triptychs.
Yes. And every set of three told a story. So, like morning, noon, and night, or caterpillar, cocoon, and butterfly.
Or peanut butter and jelly.
No, not peanut butter and jelly. Themes, Norman, big themes about life and love and death and hope, and they were always shown together because two wouldn't make sense without the third. And this painting, the one that's not hiding underneath the coffee table right now, goes with two others that Danny never sold. And so far, I haven't been able to locate them.
Well, maybe they were destroyed in the same fire that killed Danny.
Maybe, but all three were shown together just once at a gallery show before Danny sent this to Henry. His triptychs were always painted on tall, rectangular canvases so that it felt like you were looking out a window into the past, the present, and the future. Tell me what you see right there.
Well, the first one is a man standing next to a car holding a little boy's hand, but they're looking in opposite directions.
Danny and Henry, right?
That would be Danny's past.
The second one is a young man and woman looking at each other.
Which I'm guessing is Danny with Sarah, which represents his present. Now, take a look at the third one, Danny's future, the one that he sent to Henry. And remember what the curator said about hidden symbols.
Well, Danny and Sarah are looking out. What is that?
It's too hard to see. That's why I brought the original.
Okay, well, they're looking way off into the distance at a tiny person? A baby?
The best part of you lives in me. And the best part of both of us is my gift to you.
That's Danny's future.
I think Henry has a grandchild.
We can't jump to conclusions. We have to find them before we tell Henry.
I'll get right on it.
Miss Brandt, what a pleasure to see you still sitting at my desk. Aren't you late for your health and safety symposium?
I'm on the last page.
Did you really read all of Rita's book?
Mm-hmm.
All 780 pages?
Mm-hmm. But the last page is the best. Come here, honey.
As they floated over the Rockies aloft in their hot air balloon, the Duchess whispered a great truth into Mr. de Lorme's expectant ear. Life is for the taking if you only have the courage to listen to the bidding of your heart. Unless your heart is messing with you, in which case you really can't trust your heart at all.
Wow. I didn't realize I was so deep.
Oh, but you are deep. Deep, deep, deep. You're deeper than you know. And you're deeper than Norman knows, I'm afraid.
How deep are we talking here?
Read on, Norman.
Norman, would you be upset if I asked you not to read my book anymore?
Oh, I'm not sure. Well, Cora said that it was really addictive, which sounds bad. But then she said that it was inspiring, which sounds really good. And then she said it was all about me and you. But that's just silly, right?
Right.
Baby, I know you poured your whole heart into that book. That's why it's so big.
Thank you, Cora.
I don't want you to worry about anything. Because you are magnificent.
Okay, I got it. Daniel Henry Barrett married a Sarah Ann Williams in New York City 5 years ago. It's the right age, right birthplace, and his parents are listed. Father, Henry David Barrett. Mother's maiden name, Judith Ellen Ruprecht. Oh, and that's not all. 10 months later, Sarah Williams Barrett gave birth to a baby girl, Danielle. 6 pounds, 7 ounces, and the address is in Saratoga Springs, so they must have moved upstate after the fire.
Well, then, there it is.
It's time to tell Henry that he has a grandchild.
First, we'll have to tell him he's lost his son.
So it was a fire?
The news said it was probably a combination of turpentine and rags ignited by an old space heater.
Okay. So that painting that he sent me,
It's very good and quite valuable.
then he did make a name for himself. I sure got that wrong.
At least now you know why you never heard from him again. Henry, that painting was his first attempt at reconciling with you.
And then he died, never knowing why I didn't get back to him.
Henry, the painting Danny mailed to you, it's one in a series of 3 that he painted about his life. The first was of you and him. The second was of himself and Sarah. But the third, the one he wanted you to have, well, it was sort of a birth announcement. you see this? Right here. You have a granddaughter, Henry. Her name is Danielle. She's 2 years old now, and she lives with her mother in Saratoga, New York.
I don't even know what to say. I'm a grandfather, and I lost my son.
Henry, I can't even imagine what you must be going through right now. But the last thing Danny painted, I believe, was a message of hope. It was Danny's way of saying everything you taught him as a boy, he used to learn how to become the best man he could be, the best artist he could be, and even someday, the best father he could be. He sent you so much more than a painting, Henry. He sent you a family.
So what do I do now?
Well, you could always write them a letter.
I wouldn't know what to write. I'm more of a talker.
Then I have an idea. Would you meet me for lunch tomorrow, Henry?
Sure.
Great.
I don't know, Miss McInerney. We did our duty. We delivered the painting and the letter. If this idea of yours doesn't work, I'm afraid Mr. Barrett might be hurt again.
Well, you're just gonna have to trust me on this, Oliver. Then you're gonna have to trust me again.
Is this postal related?
No, but we only have one more night before our dance showcase, and still haven't chosen a song.
Oh, we have chosen a song. You just don't like it.
I have one more song to pitch, please. And it's on vinyl. Same tempo, same steps, just a different song.
Sanctuary safe and strong to heal the wounds from lovers past until a new one comes along. I spoke to you in cautious tones. You answered me with no pretense. And still I feel I said too much. My silence is my self-defense. And every time I've held a rose, it seems I only felt the thorns. And so it goes, and so it goes. And so will you soon, I suppose. But if my silence made you leave, then that would be my worst mistake. So I will share this room with you, and you can have this heart to break. This is why my eyes are closed.
You know, it's getting late. I'm a little tired.
Yeah, me too.
Good night.
Good night.
Something's different.
It's Cora. She's not here.
Oh, I hope she's okay.
Saw Miss Brandt down in Human Resources. She's retiring from the post office to write her memoirs.
I wrote my memoirs once. I don't remember where I put them.
Oh, well, I bet they're fascinating.
Mr. O'Toole, it's almost lunchtime, and I'd like to leave a few minutes early.
If this is regarding Mr. Barrett, that doesn't fall under official postal business.
Well, the business of the post office and the mission of the post office are vastly different. You, of all people, should know that.
Vastly. Huh, well, if they're vastly different, then I stand corrected.
Wow, it's a red letter day. Oliver O'Toole stood corrected. You should mark it in your calendar.
No need for sarcasm. Mrs. McInerney, you've made your point.
Not yet, but I'm about to. Well, aren't you coming? Mr. Barrett, I'm so glad you came. I've got great news. Sarah emailed me last night, and we're a go.
Really?
What do we go for?
You'll see.
I've heard about this, but I've never done it.
Oh, it's so simple. Sarah.
Hi, Shane.
Hi, how are you? I've got Henry right here.
Henry. Hi.
Is that her? Can she see me?
Yes, she can. Go ahead.
Sarah?
Wow, I've waited for this moment for so long, and now I don't know what to say.
Neither do I.
So I heard the painting got lost for a while.
But I've got it now, and it's... Well, I don't know a lot about art, but it looks pretty darn good to me.
It's really good. Danny was a great painter. That painting goes with two others. They're right over there, right behind me.
I could send it back so they can all be together in one place.
Why don't you bring it here, Henry, and then we can all be together?
You want me? Bring it.
Danny loves you, Henry.
Oh, I loved him. I loved Danny.
He knew that. And he wanted to call you so many times. It's just that he was
Just so bullheaded like his father.
like father, like son. And like granddaughter. There's somebody here who is demanding to see you. This is your granddaughter, Henry. This is Danielle. Look.
Look at you, sweetheart. You're so beautiful. Hi. You have your daddy's eyes and your mommy's smile.
Real life really is so much better. Oh.
Guess it depends on the life. Mine's pretty good, I guess. Yeah.
Done a wonderful thing. Please accept my apologies for ever having doubted you.
You're easy to forgive, Oliver.
Well, perhaps not after my next apology. I've given it a great deal of thought, and I think it would be best if we didn't dance together at the showcase tonight.
What? Why?
Well, there's really no reason to continue now. And I've accomplished what I set out to do.
I'm sorry, accomplished what?
I only ever intended to take a few lessons. You see, my wife surprised me a few years ago with a gift certificate for 10 lessons. And I believe it was my reluctance to take those classes that contributed to her overall dissatisfaction.
You see. So, in the event that she should tire of Paris and return to Denver, then you'll be ready to dance with her?
Yes. I hope so. Thank you for understanding. You were a wonderful partner.
Sure. Oliver. We were good together, weren't we?
We were.
And this is why my eyes are closed. It's just as well for all I've seen. And so it goes, and so it goes. And you're the only one who knows. So I would choose to be with you. That's if the choice were mine to make. But you can make decisions too. And you can have this heart to break. And so